This is a practice video for Hoedown Boogie from Sweet Jazz Suite, the cello part, and we're going to start this off with a pizzicato pattern with the bass section. So let's take it from the beginning up until 39 where you're going to switch to arco. So the only thing to watch out for in this part is just some accidentals. You start off with some F natural second fingers. We've got B flat at measure 7, so low 1 on the A string. And then just some more F naturals and B flats. You're basically just walking around the same two chords for this whole intro. So here we go, starting from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a change. Okay, there you go. So one other spot to just take a look at, measure 16, that F sharp extension on the C string. You just got to get yourself over there and then back over to open G. And then you can see how the beginning part comes back in measure 30, 29, 20, 27. So you have that same introduction all over again. Okay, so get that super steady, play nice and loud, nice and confidently. And now we're at 39, where you switch to arco. And I wrote the counting in for you. You're going to start this on an up bow after this A thrust, and the counting will be rest, and 2, and 3, rest, 1, and 2, and 3, and so on. And then we're going to do a quick switch back to pizzicato in that last measure before we take the DS back to 7. So let's do these next 4 measures starting at 39. Ready and rest. 4, 1. 4, 1. And 3. And those chord notes will just be nice and steady, steadier than I played because you're going back up to 7. So then you got to get your eyes up to 7. I'd probably use a highlighter color so that sticks out easily to your eyes. That's the segno. We play all the way until you see that circle with a cross through it at 23, 24, 25, the end of 25, between 25 and 26. That means you go from there to the coda, where you see that next little circle with a cross. So the first measure of the coda, you're starting off pizzicato still, and then you got to do a really quick switch over to your arco for your F sharp. So that's going to take a little bit of practice. If you need to leave off the open D before the arco is more important. So you could just go and then just play on beat 4. But practice it. See what you can do with just switching your hand really quick between arco and pizzicato. All right, so now we're going to do 44 up through the first ending, and you'll hear the rest of the orchestra doing the same pattern. We're doing 16th notes alternating between G's and B's. The first half of 44 is the same as the second half of 44. They just wrote 16th notes in a shorthand where you have an 8th note with a slash through it. That means to do 2 of every note that you see. And that's going to continue all the way down to the bottom of the page. So watch out for some B flat accidentals. But other than that, you're just playing a whole bunch of G's and B's. There's an extended 4 G sharp leading into 52. But that's about it. So here's 44 through the first ending. Let's do this kind of slow. Get used to it. Let's go about 1 E and 1 E and And then you repeat that back to 44. Now, a couple of notes on this. As I was playing through it, I realized that G to B flat, it might be much easier just to do that in third position. So you could go and not have to, one, string cross, and two, have to go from a G to a back extension, G to back extension. So I would definitely suggest doing that in third position. Now, as we go faster, if it's giving you troubles, if this is a little bit of a struggle, play just one of every note. That's okay. So instead of doing doubles, just go single it down, totally fine. There's enough 16ths going on in the rest of the orchestra. All right, so now let's take the second ending and just do the last line. So we're finishing off with our doubles just to start off the second ending. And then at 57, it's the same rhythm as 39, but you're on an open D. And then I'll walk you through the last two measures. So here's the second ending. Ready? 3, 4, E, and A. And 4, and 1. And 4, and 1. And right now, of course, we're going slower because we were doing some 16th notes, but that will be the same as 39. All right, now our last two measures. Let's walk through this note by note. So you're starting with an open D on an up bow, then C sharp extended 4, back to open D, low 1 for D sharp, regular 1 E, second finger for E sharp, think of that as an F natural, third finger F sharp, and then doubles coming down. Okay, so in a slower time, it would go like this, the last two measures. And 1. Okay, so the second half will probably take the most work with trying to get that up to speed. If you're looking for how fast this is going to have to go at 44, we're probably going to get up to about, and so on. Again, if you do it singles, just keep it. And so on. And I'll help you with that more in lessons too.